Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Sun Journal Sports Talk here at Sun Media Group. I'm Justin Pelletier, joined by Mr. Randy Whitehouse and by Mr. Kalle Oakes. And we are here to break down some basketball for you. We're going to focus this segment on our Western Class C boys division. And anything Western Class C this year starts with D1 prospect at Dirigo. What's his name again?
Yeah, Thomas Knight. I was going to say, unless Notre Dame, who is desperate right now with 7 straight losses, calls
him
Thomas
up.
up
Can they do that?
Reinforcements this week, I think Dirigo has to be the favorite.
Yeah,
they reestablished
absolutely.
that with an MVC championship game win over Wiscasset, in which both teams played it straight, despite Dirigo having a few nagging injuries. One of its starters and 2 of its key reserves. Those guys, at least 2 of the 3 played and played well. Dirigo got down a little early. I think there was a little bit of hangover, a little bit of funk from that loss to the Mountain Valley Falcons in the final game of the regular season. You can make the case that both of these, the last 2 games, weren't essential games for the Cougars. They'd already locked up the #1 seed in the tournament, and they may have been trying a few different things to get some other guys involved in the offense, because it is tempting to rely on a guy like Thomas Knight when you get 6'9", 260 pounds in the middle.
Certainly all eyes are going to be on Knight, no question about it. But one of the guys, other guys on the Cougars that intrigues me is Tyler Chasen. He almost presents as many matchup problems as Knight does, because he's a big point guard. He's about 6'1", 6'2", and I only saw them play once this year against Jay, but he dominated that game. Of course, Jay came out with a triangle and 2 with 2 guys on Thomas Knight, so that made it a little easier. But Chasen, he's a good heady point guard. He's athletic, big, obviously. He can take it to the hoop. He can shoot from the outside. And, they're not just a one-man team.
No, they're absolutely not. He's a guy that I like, and another guy I like from that team, especially on the defensive end, is Eric Bolduc. He's one of the guys that didn't actually start in the MVC title game because he's been hobbled a little bit, but played well. And he'll get his 4 to 10 points a game, and he'll make his 4 or 5 steals. And Dirigo, as you've come to expect from Gavin Kane's teams on the girls' side, it's no different now that he coaches the boys again. It's all about their commitment to defense. And, they're just such a well-rounded team, and they shut down Jason Dennison a couple of times this year when they played Wiscasset. So it's hard for me to see it going any differently if we get to that point for round 3.
You look at the other side of the bracket now, because we can all pretty much agree, I think, that Dirigo is clearly the favorite to come out of their side of the bracket. But Wiscasset's over there, but they've got some other teams on their side. Wiscasset does, that could pose some serious problems for them as the #2 seed. Hyde certainly a consideration, and St. Dom's also on that side of the bracket. Kind of gets boxed in there.
Well, they got to play St. Dom's, who's beaten them once during the season, and Wiscasset's got to deal with the Winthrop Ramblers, who they've beaten twice, but it wasn't as easy the second time around. Winthrop coming off another emotional overtime win over Halldale. Those 2 teams should just play each other 18 times. You call it good. But if Wiscasset gets past that, they're playing a Hyde team who I guess they saw in a holiday tournament, and I don't know how those go, but Hyde apparently won the game. So. Seems like a pretty even matchup. The thing I like about Wiscasset, as far as maybe getting at least to the final, is just their seniors. Their entire team is seniors. They've been through the battles. Didn't get to the Civic Center floor last year, but there's a lot of tradition there, and a lot of talent, and a lot of depth.
Yeah, Hyde's always a great unknown going into the tournament, because I think they play Sisters of the Poor and go to Connecticut and play a couple teams down there, and you just can never really measure what kind of a team you got going in, but they always seem to play deep into the tournament. Winthrop, certainly defending champions, although really no starters back from that team. David Ketchen, I think, he's a Smith Golf. But Ketchen, he's a good player to watch out for as well. Just kind of a kid that does all the little things for them, and they're not as run and gun as they have been in the past. That's still what they like to do, but they don't have somebody like a Sam LeClaire at the point to really run that kind of an attack. But they're still a very formidable team. I wouldn't be shocked if they pulled off an upset in the next round. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
What's going to be weird this year is looking over during the Hyde game and not seeing Tom Bragg on the sidelines with a varsity sweater and the pink socks that he sometimes likes to wear. I love Tom. He's just one of the great guys, and stepped down after about 15 years running that program successfully in Class D and Class C, and they've picked right up where he left off this year. Some depth and some talent, and they don't mind running the floor as they showed against Winthrop last year. So if a team wants to engage them in an end-to-end game, they will oblige, and I think they can play the half-court game. They've done it over the years when called upon.
Is it this simple, guys? Dirigo?
Yeah,
Dirigo coming out of there, Dirigo?
Yeah.
That one was easy.
done.
Those are the easy ones, right? When you get such a dominant team coming out of there. Thank you all very much for joining us. For Kalle Oakes and Randy Whitehouse, I'm Justin Pelletier for Sports Talk here at the Sun Media Group. Until next time, have a great day.